on a little cushion, you might want to do that too. Find your way to seated, settling in. Maybe take a couple, just like a cat or an animal makes their nest, a dog makes their little bed nest. Go ahead and just settle yourself into the ground and just find your seat. You might even scooch out of the way anything that is getting in the way of your sitting bones contacting your cushion or the ground. You could have your legs crossed or sit any way that feels good for you. And welcome yourself. Welcome yourself to this practice. So good to be here with you. When you're sick and getting better, it's like you're so grateful to be alive and have loved ones in your life, right? So I'm feeling that today. Feel your spine nice and long. Give your head a little nod, yes. And enough so that you feel an opening in the front of the neck and the back of the neck. And then take a little moment to find center. Take a breath. And find an exhale out the mouth. You could even stick out your tongue, ha. And from that centered place, where, how is your head balanced in relation to the rest of your body, the rest of your spine? Do you tend to have a forward head posture, lean your head forward, reach your head forward? Or do you tend to hold back, kind of double chinish? Or are you somewhere in the middle? See if you can find that somewhere in the middle point. And from that place, rise through the crown of your head as you root through the base of your pelvis. And since we're talking about sinuses and kind of congested sinuses, imagine that the crown of your head was kind of opening wider and wider and wider. Imagine that your head was opening and getting bigger, but not because it's congested, but because it's kind of able to open up. Imagine the bones of your skull softening. We have lots of bones and very tiny, tiny joints that go together really, really tightly. And there is very gentle mobility and motility in all of those bones, all of those joints. See if you can find a little looseness there. And check in with your breath through the nose and out the mouth. And then turn your head side to side. We did the yes, now let's do the no. So over each shoulder, find an inhale and an exhale with each movement. You don't have to be too precious about it. You don't have to be perfect in any way. Just find an inhale and an exhale. Let's pause with the head turned toward the left. And you're going to take your left hand and press your left hand into your left temple and press your left temple into your hand and press and press and press and press, hand into temple, temple into hand. Take a breath. One more press, press, press. And let's release and just find a little looseness, a little softness through the head, maybe even through the rest of the spine. Find center, take a breath in. Take your hands to your jawbone and just open your mouth and ha. Open the mouth with the fingertips, ha. And find the center. And we'll take that nod no again, side to side. Breath in and out. Notice how your neck moves. And meet me gazing to the right and bring your right hand to your right temple and press your hand into your temple and your temple into your hand. And press. Notice what happens to the rest of your body. Can you stay relaxed as you press, 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 press? Take one more press, press, press. Inhale. And release and just move your head around a little bit. Find the ease. And we'll take the hands to the forehead and press the forehead into the hands and the hands into the forehead. Press, 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 press. Take a breath. Take another press, press, press. Hands into forehead. Forehead into hands. And let go. Just nod yes. And then find neutral. Interlace your hands at the back of the head and press the hands into the head and the head into the hand and the back. And activate some different muscles. Open the elbows if you want. Hands into head, head into hands. Press, press, press. Hands into head into hands. Press, breath in. One more, press, press, press. And let go, release, nod it yes. Feeling a little loosening for the neck. We're going to massage the face. And this place right under the cheekbones is where the sinuses, there are lots of sinuses in your head, and they're meant to be filled with air. And sometimes they get filled with other things like mucus. But so see if you can just find places on your head, maybe the temples or the jaw, the space under your cheeks, where you might feel a little bit of tension or a sense of, ooh, that's a little bit tender. And you could just stay there lightly and work with it. Gentle massage, the sense of your skull bones widening and opening. The sense of breath coming in the nose and out the mouth. A little extra work around these classic sinuses that we know about, right? Kind of behind the cheeks, under the eyes. There's some in the forehead and there's some in the skull. Work down the jaw. And let's give a nice squeeze to the back of the neck and gentle circle. And a squeeze for the shoulders, massaging the shoulders. Find your breath. And just take a little pause with the arms, shake them out. And let's bring the right ear toward the right shoulder. And right hand comes to the left ear and hand presses into ear. And this time we're not going to press the ear back up into the hand, but just allow there to be a stretch along the side of the neck, the left side of the neck. And we'll start circling that left shoulder. And let the elbow circle and the wrist and the fingers. And the invitation to bring the back of the hand to the back of the heart and squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back and tuck the chin a little bit, just shifting the angle of pull for the neck. Find a big breath in and a big breath out. Expand your heart. Take another breath. And release it and just feel your head, move it around a little bit. We'll take the other side, left ear toward left shoulder, left hand to right ear. And just allow the weight of your hand to invite a stretch into the right side, circling out the right shoulder, the right elbow and wrist and fingers. Move them around. Find your breath. Find some movement for the chest and the shoulder. Tuck your chin a little bit and bring the back of the hand to the back of the heart, right hand to back of heart. Squeeze the shoulder blade in toward the midline. Find an open chest, a deeper breath. An open heart, take a breath. And we'll gently release and move the head around. Any touches, any massages that feel good are great. Great, great, great. Let's take some raindrop fingertips onto the chest. And in the center of the chest, down into the belly, and along the sides, the back, maybe into the hips a little bit. And let's just lengthen the legs out for fun, just taking some taps down the outer edges of the legs. You could be loose fists or fingertips or open palms, and then up the insides of the legs. And we'll take 3 rounds of that, from the hips down the outer edges of the legs and up the inner seams of the legs. And one last round, down the outside, up the inside, and just some taps onto the thighs. And let's move into some cats and cows. So find your way to all fours and lift your chin and your chest and your eyes and your tail and arch that back. Find your breath in. And then exhale, round it out. Head is down, tailbone drops. We're not doing much head down today. So let's move right back into that arch. Lift the head. And then see if you can keep the head neutral and just round the rest of the spine, the upper back, the lower back, and the tailbone. See how that feels. If you don't have sinus pressure, drop your head. If you do, skip that. So we'll take a few more rounds like that, cats and cows, with or without a head drop. So inhale, arch, and exhale, round. We're doing a head up class today. So let's see if we can keep that in throughout the whole practice. So that means no downward dogs, no forward bends. Let's try it out. Rounding the spine, squeezing the belly in. I'm just getting over a sinus infection, so this is nice for me to try it out. Couple more rounds. Find your breath out your mouth, in your nose if you can. 1 or 2 more rounds here. You can drop your head if it's good for you. I can try it out too. Last round, inhale. And then exhale, just come to neutral. Bring your knees together, breath in. Exhale, gaze past the right shoulder toward the right ankle, left hip juts out, C shape to the spine. Inhale back through center and exhale over to the other side, C shape to the spine, gazing to the left ankle. Inhale, we find center and we move side to side, opening up the side seam of the body, the waistline, the spaces between the ribs open. The breath starts opening more, maybe. Finding your breath, finding where you're restricted in your body, whether it be your sinuses or your hips. We all have them. All have the restrictions. Last few breaths, in and out. Opening up. One more breath, in and out. Come back to neutral. Give a little shake out for each hand. And let's shake out that left wrist and place it underneath the nose at the top of the mat. Shake out the right wrist. Knees are about hip width apart, and lift your right arm skyward. Go ahead and open up your wingspan. See if you can feel the space from wrist to wrist, right through the heart space. And lean back and open up. Let your head fall back if it feels good. Take a breath here, inhale. And exhale, we'll thread the needle, right shoulder, right ear to the ground. We're not head down, we're just neutral. Inhale, reach the arm back up. Exhale, thread the needle, right shoulder, right ear to the ground. Inhale, open up. Exhale, thread the needle, right shoulder, right ear to the ground. One more opening. And last one, thread it through, right shoulder, right ear to the ground. If you need a little pillow under your head to keep your head a little higher raised, you can do that, a block or a pillow. Launch your left arm to the sky and spin. Spin, spin, spin. Spin through your belly, spin through your ribs, spin through your heart. Let that left hand fall back behind you. Open your chest and your wrist and your palm. Wrap your left arm around your back toward the front of the right thigh. Circle out your left shoulder. And get some breath and some movement in there. Turn your eyes to the sky if that feels possible and good for you. One last breath. Really wring it out. And exhale, we'll unfurl, come on out, move it around, hips, shoulders, head. Oh my goodness. Find your body. Shake out your right wrist and place it underneath your nose at the top center of your mat. Launch your left arm to the sky. And just really take a moment to lift and expand and open the chest, wrist to wrist, turning toward the sky. And let's thread the needle, left shoulder, left ear to the ground, and rise on back up. Open up, wingspan, inhale. Exhale, twist, ring, shoulder, ear to the ground. Inhale, open again. Work with your breath. Exhale, twist, spin. That's the turn, the thread. Last one, wide open, wingspan opening. And meet me there, left shoulder, left ear to the ground. Right arm reaches up to the sky, and we spin, we twist. Find the movement through the belly and ribs and heart. And the eyes, working right through the central channel of your body. Maybe you drop your fingertips down to let the inner wrist and palm open. Wrap your right arm around your back toward the front of your left thigh. Circle out that right shoulder. Maybe you're rolling a little further.
onto the back of the head. We take one more breath. Inhale. Find the cherry on top moment. And exhale, let's unwind. Come on out. Curl the toes under, have a seat back onto the heels for toes pose. And just take 3 breaths here. Spine long. Breath full. Working your way into this moment, a big sensation to open the toes. We're going to find our way up to standing, not moving through a downward dog. So let's see if we can do that. So see if you can roll back onto your heels and stand up. Wow. If that doesn't work for you, you find a way to standing. So let's just shake it out. Let's just have a little ringing out, tapping your fists onto your chest and your low back and twisting and breathing. Whoosh. Finding some things to release or let go of with this movement. Let's, when you're ready, bring the tap to the ribs right around the middle line of your body, midline, the horizontal midline. Letting the taps energize and release. And then bring your fists onto breastbone and sacrum. Whoosh. Woo. Making sounds is good. Twisting is great. Ringing out is great. And let's just let the arms swing anywhere they will. Wide open. And let it come to a bit of a stillness and bring it into a little bit of a shake, a little shake out. Just letting go of your limbs, your wrists, your ankles, your belly. Shake it out. Tremble like a horse would tremble. Take a breath. And whoosh, let it go. Stand in mountain pose, top of your mat. Take a moment to find yourself in standing. So we made our way from seated to standing. We're here. Good job. Spin your pinkies forward and your thumbs back like you're hitchhiking. Open the chest. Feel the feet rooting into the earth and the crown rising to the sky and the thighs rising, lifting, lifting, lifting. Reach the arms high. Big breath in. We're just going to take a couple of sweeps with the arms. We're not folding forward. We're not doing a head down class, head up only. So sweep the arms up and sweep the arms down. We'll take 2 more. Sweep the arms up, sweep the arms down. 1 more, sweep the arms up, sweep the arms down. We're going to sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers, draw the palms to the sky. Find a big breath in as you drop your shoulders, and then steeple finger, turning the palms toward one another. 1 breath here. And we're going to step back into a high lunge. So step back into your lunge, sinking in through the right leg, spreading through the back leg. Bend the left knee just a little bit, just to find a balance for your tailbone, dropping your tail, lifting your belly. Re-straightening that leg if and when you can. Letting the shoulders drop and the palms rise. We'll take 1 breath like this, and then we'll interlace the hands behind and open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades in the back, lift the heart. Find your breath for 3, 2, 1 more. Bend into the right leg, spread through the back leg a little further. Draw the hands to your heart. We're going to jump into a tree pose. So stepping your left foot somewhere along the inseam of your right leg. Foot presses into leg, leg presses into foot. Your toes might be touching the ground, and that's a totally great option. So find your strength. Feel the center line of your body by pressing that left heel into the inseam of the right leg somewhere. Take a big breath. And we're going to swing wide into warrior 2. And reach the arms out wide. Big, wide open wingspan for the arms. Right arm comes high, left arm comes low. Reverse your warrior, walking right fingertips along the ceiling. Finding a stretch and a spread for that right side. And meet me in a side angle, right elbow to right thigh and left arm reaching over the left ear. And this is a long line for the left side. Sink into your right leg, spread through your back leg. Wrap your top arm around your back and turn through the belly. Turn through the ribs. Turn through the heart. Last breath. Turn to face the top of your mat. Hands come down. Left knee comes down. Find yourself in a low lunge. So the knee down and right knee in for right now in alignment with the right ankle. Goddess shape pose with the arms wide. Dip in deep. A nice spread for the front of that left thigh. Let your head nod yes and a little no. Let the back of your hands imagine pressing into a pane of glass behind you. And then reach up into a big wide Y. And then draw the hands to the heart and bring the right knee back in line with the right ankle. Pause. Squeeze the belly in on exhale. And let's twist left elbow past right thigh. Hands, if they can stay at the heart, that's great. If they can't, that's okay. But keep the hands pressing into one another and spin for 3, 2. Knees draw toward midline as you twist. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Right knee comes back to meet the left. Curl the toes under so you're on the ball of the feet. Walk your way back into that toes pose where we were before. Feel your body in space. And how are you going to get up to standing? Heels down, body lifts. Or there's another way up. So you don't worry about it. You just find your way up. Walk your way to the top of your mat. Take a moment to stand in Tadasana. Turn your thumbs back and your pinkies forward. Open your palms. Find your breath. Find your mountain pose. Squeeze your belly in on exhale. Grow a little taller in all directions. Float your arms high. Inhale and swoop them down. Just 3 of these. Inhale, flow the arms up. Inhale, flow them down. Big wide arc. Last one, flow them up. Flow them down. And I lied, there's one more to flow up. Interlace your fingers, draw your palms up, drop your shoulders, and then turn your palms to face one another. And we'll go ahead and let right foot steps back, high lunge. So you find that high lunge and take a bend to the right knee for a moment just to dip the tailbone and lift the pubic bone. Let's draw the arms into that wide goddess shape or goalpost shape. Left knee bends, right leg re-straightens. Feel the stretch on the front of the right thigh. Feel the breath pulsing through your whole body. If there are any movements that you want to make, you are always free to do that. This is your practice. If something I'm saying doesn't feel right, you do what feels good for you. Press the back of the hands into imaginary pane of glass. One more breath. We're going to step it into our tree pose, Vrikshasana. Right foot presses somewhere along the inseam of the left leg. And that pressing of one into the other brings us into awareness of middle. Use that as your ground. Pick another arm position for your tree pose, just for 1 or 2 more breaths. Let your body be creative. Let it tell you what it wants and have fun. 1 more breath. We're going to step wide into our warrior 2 and just have a little dance for the arms. And then widen them out, wide laser beams. Dip into your left leg, spread through your right leg. Reverse your warrior, left arm high, right arm low. Walk the fingertips along the ceiling. Big breath in. Meet me in a side angle, left elbow to left thigh, right arm overhead. Big long line for the right side of your body. Enjoy it. Honor it. Investigate. Nod your head yes, that you're doing one or more of those things. Maybe you take a half bind and spin your heart even further to the sun. Maybe you lengthen out your tailbone or your low back. We take one more breath. Feel the cherry on top moment. Hands to the top of the mat, turn to face the top. Right knee comes down. Go ahead and dip into your hips. So sink the left knee a little further forward of the left ankle. And instead of the goalpost arms, let's interlace the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, drop the shoulders, open the heart. Feel the peace within, if there is some within your body today, within your being. Meet me with the hands at the heart and bring the left knee back in line with the left ankle. And we'll spin right elbow across the outer left thigh. Hands maybe stay at the heart, the palms pressing into one another in any case. Spin through the belly. Spin through the ribs. Spin through the heart. Feel your body ringing out. Beautiful, beautiful work. Last couple of breaths. Unfurl. Step your left knee back to meet your right. Curl your toes under. Walk your way back to toes pose. Can you do it? Give your head a nod, yes, that you can. And maybe a little no about how fun it might be or not fun. And let's find our way to standing. Bring your heels down. Stand your way up. Reach your arms high and walk your way to the top of the mat. Hands to the heart. Find a breath in and a nice long breath out. Reach your right arm high and your left arm low and take a side bend. Walk your right fingertips over to the left and let your right hip kind of jut out a little bit. So you're opening that right side. The left hand might be creeping down the left leg. And look up so that the head is not dropping down. And then come on up. We'll take it to the other side. Side bend. Left fingers to the right. Let your left hip jut out. Open the left side. Stamping down through the left foot. Give your head a little nod yes, and maybe look up toward that left hand. Take another breath. And a gentle release. Circle the shoulders. Maybe a little wiggle. Standing on your right foot, left knee bends and left hand takes left foot. And still that hitchhiker hand. So the thumb goes back, the palm opens to the left. Align your knees as best you can. Launch your right arm to the sky. And if it's there for you, lift your back thigh, lift your chest for 3, 2, one more breath. Step it wide, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, and this time straighten out your right leg. Walk your fingertips along the ceiling. Love it up. Big breath in. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Trikonasana triangle. Right hand finds its way gracefully to a block, the shin, your big toe, the floor, whatever feels good for you. That spine continues to stay nice and long, like we were working on in our seat. The arms feel their wingspan, their connection right through the heart space. Find your breath. Love up your body. Love up your breath. Find love for the sinuses. Left hand to the left hip. Bend your right knee. We're going to fly into a half moon. Right hand steps forward of pinky toe. Karate kick left leg into space. Breathe. Enjoy. Maybe you bend your left knee and reach back for the foot. One more breath. Let's step the left foot to meet the right. Lift and lengthen to a flat back. Inhale. Hands to the hips and rise your way to standing. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Pause. Enjoy the breath flowing through your body with ease and grace. Launch your left arm to the sky And bend your right knee, and right hand takes inseam of right foot, knees align, Natarajasana dancer's pose. So you could stay right here. This might be enough. Aligning those knees, squaring out your hips. You might lift that right thigh a little higher, 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 chest moving forward, fingertips reaching, open yourself up, big breath. Step wide warrior two. And go ahead, reverse your warrior and straighten the left leg this time. Opening up, hinging into triangle pose. Big wide arc with the left hand, landing somewhere behind that left foot, left thigh, left shin rather. Spine stays really long. You can check it out by nodding your head yes, maybe a no. Feel the wingspan, big, beautiful, long lines of energy. Allowing the breath to move. A little tuck to the ribs, perhaps. 2 more breaths. Right hand to the right hip. Bend your left knee. Let's fly into half moon. Left hand steps forward, right leg karate kicks, and open yourself up. Big, open, wide lines once again. You could bend your right knee and reach back for that foot. See what's there for you. For 3, 2, 1 more breath. Right foot steps to meet left. Find your flat back, lift and lengthen. Turn both toes out this time, heels in, and let's sink to a squat. So the elbows find the inner thighs, the thumbs come to the heart. If you need to be sitting on something for this, that is allowed. It's all allowed. There's no way to do this practice wrong. We do want to make sure we're caring for our bodies, listening, honoring. Last couple breaths here, opening those inner thighs wide. 1 more breath. And let's have a seat down, and we'll just continue that, bringing the feet together and the knees wide. Now you can always place blocks or something, pillows under the outer thighs if that's better for you. And bring your hands to your feet. You could also lace your big toes. We're not going to lower the head, but we're going to lengthen the spine forward. So the elbows come to the inner thighs and guide those inner thighs open. You might need supports. You can lift those blocks as high as you need them. But rather than folding forward, lengthen out. See if you can find that. And see if you can find your breath. See if you can find a little nod yes, or a little shake out no for the head. Tailbone drawing back, crown of head lengthening forward. Shoulders relaxed. 2 more breaths. Reaching out rather than down. Rising, rising, rising your way up. Releasing the blocks if they were there. Bring your feet to the ground and just windshield wiper your legs side to side, checking them out. See how that feels. And we're going to come into a boat pose, so balancing on your butt, hands supporting the thigh, the knee creases and the chest is lifting. The breath is full and deep. The hands might come to the heart, releasing the hands from the legs, and a little side to side, opposite elbow to opposite knee for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lie down and find your block. And if you need a little something under your head, if you're feeling like you don't want to lower your head too far down, you could use a pillow under the head. I'll try it. And place the block between your inner thighs. And we're going to squeeze that block. We're going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that block. So we're working the opposite muscles to the ones here on the outer hips. So if you have a hip issue on the outer hips, it might be a nice thing to try really working the inner muscles, the adductor muscles. We're going to keep that block where it is and turn the knees to the left rather, Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing the block, opening the right arm out. And rather than focus on the stretch here, you're going to focus on the squeeze. So it's going to stretch, but you're also squeezing. So you're going to stretch the outer edge and squeeze the inner edge, the inner thighs. Turn your head to the right. Spin your belly, spin your ribs, spin your heart. Open your right palm and squeeze those inner thighs. Maybe squeeze the belly on an exhale. For 3, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 2, turn your head to the right, relax the shoulders. Last breath, squeeze those inner thighs. Come on back up to center. Release the block for a moment. Just windshield wiper side to side. Check it out. How's it feeling? Maybe let your head roll with you, side to side. Come back to center, both feet to the mat. Replace the block, inner thighs, squeeze. So find the spot that feels good for you. The block could be lengthwise or widthwise, just see what works. But focus on the squeeze. See if that can release your outer hip. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And when you feel ready, turn the knees over to the right and squeeze the block and open the left arm out to the left. Your right hand can guide your legs down. There is the invitation to open through the waist and the hip, but the squeeze is going to help you with that and help you balance that out. Spin your eyes to the left and draw your knees to the right and squeeze your inner thighs and stretch and spread through the outer hips for last couple of breaths. Squeeze, 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 breathe and draw the belly in on exhales. Is there something that might release for you? One more. Soften back to center, windshield wiper legs and head side to side. While we're here, let's take a restorative bridge. So lift your hips and place the block underneath the hips. And, our head actually is lower than our hips right now. So we promised not to have a head down pose, but I'm going to count this not as a head down pose because the head is not lowering down to the ground. It's remaining fairly neutral. This is an opportunity to open your hips. So hug the right knee into the chest and lengthen your left leg out along the mat and open up the front of that left hip. Nice stretch for the front of the hip. Find the breath in the places where you feel the stretch. You might lengthen your left arm in opposition to the left leg. Through the belly, through the chest, find your breath for 3, 2, 1 more. Switching it up, left knee hugs in, right leg lengthens out. Oh yeah, stretch and spread through the hip, maybe even through the belly, the psoas, maybe the arm reaches in opposition, right leg long, right arm long, left knee hugged in. Breathe into the stretch. If you want to bring both legs forward, trying it out on your block, stretching out the hips, make sure it feels healthy and good for your body. Point your toes or flex your feet. Last couple of breaths. Reaching through the heels or through the fronts of the ankles. 2 more breaths. Feet make their way back to the mat. Press through the feet, lift through your hips. And take a moment to sigh. Check in with your sinuses. Maybe this is a nice time to massage the face, the scalp, the jaw, the shoulders, the neck. Little raindrops to the body if that feels right. Just take a pause before we move on. Loosen things up. And then left foot stays on the mat and right ankle crosses over that left thigh. Left knee hugs in, hands come to the back of that left leg and right elbow presses the right knee away and the left knee hugs in toward the chest. So feel the stretch on your right hip. How does it feel? How's it working out for you? If you find pain or tension there, you can always place a tennis ball underneath that right hip, the outer hip, and that could help release something that might be problematic for you. You can launch your left leg to the sky. So this is a way of forward felding without lowering the leg, without lowering the head rather. So we're folding in, but we're not lowering our head. A few more breaths here. Stay with it. You could even reach up for the big toe if you're feeling like you want a little extra tug on that left leg. Right knee still moving away from your torso. A few more breaths. 3 more. Release the legs up to the sky, shake out the ankles, kick the heels to the butt. And let's switch sides. The right foot comes down, the left ankle crosses over that right thigh. Hug your right knee in. Hands come behind to support that hug in, and the left elbow presses the left knee away. And breathe and find your way with this. Maybe the right heel rises to the sky. You could always reach for the big toe or the foot to deepen into that experience. Where is the sweet spot for you? How's your breath? Last few. 2 more. And release, legs up. Shake out the ankles, kick the heels to the butt. We're going to rock up to seated, and we're going to come onto our bellies. So go ahead and find your way into Sphinx pose. So head stays up, and forearms come to the mat, and lift your chest. Draw your elbows back towards your belly and crawl your belly forward towards your elbows. And that can form a little back bend, a little, maybe even a little rock for your body. Let your head move around if it feels good for you. And lift the elbows when you feel inspired to come a little deeper into a back bend here. Balancing or, landing on your hips, the front points of your hips. Breathing all the way. Arching your back a little bit, lift your heart, staying with it. Maybe the hands walk back a little further, deeper back bend. Moving your head, lengthening your legs, finding a last couple of breaths. Strong through the arms. Maybe you stick out your tongue once or twice for a lion's pose. And gently coming back down to the Sphinx and moving your way through. Let's just find a couple cats and cows at tabletop. And again, you do not have to move your head. You could keep your head forward and just work with the spine. Curling the toes under, finding that toes pose one more time. We're gonna take some little back strokes with the arms. And you can stay with this, or you can find your way into your version of a camel pose. So I love to do it with a prop so that my hands land on either blocks or this nice big bolster. The hips press forward, the chest lifts, the shoulders squeeze together, and I'm not going to drop my head back because we're keeping head up this time. So chest lifts, anything that works for you. Maybe you're just backstroking. Gaze is down the nose. Open the heart in your way for 3, 2. And a nice way to release if you've got the bolster is just to sit on it. And breathe.
finding your way to a seated position. Maybe sitting up on your cushion again, if that was nice for you. And we'll take a few minutes in seated meditation. So this is kind of the ultimate head up pose. We're, really focusing on rising our head up to the sky. We're focusing on softening and opening the heart and the belly and all the places that we just moved, the low back, the legs, feeling the grounding through the, basically from the waistline down. I like to think of it. Imagine yourself kind of buried in mud from the waist down, like really rooting, becoming the earth. And from the waist up, you're rising, rising, rising toward the sun, drying out your sinuses. Staying for a few breaths here in quiet. I'll talk a little bit, but eventually be quiet so you can just feel peace in your experience. But find that perfect place for your head. So we took a little nod yes and found the head in alignment with the heart and the heart in alignment with the belly. And these are physical alignments as well as more existential alignments. It's really nice to have your head and your heart aligned, right? Your heart soft, your belly expansive. When in meditation, it's wonderful to follow the breath. And just really stay focused on the breath. Thoughts might arise, and that's okay. Just let them float by, trying not to get stuck on them. You could also be working with some kind of an inquiry or an intention. So say your intention is peace. You want more peace in your being and in your environment. Maybe you could just focus on the concept, the thought of peace. You could also use a mantra. Maybe it's peace, or maybe it's breathe, or maybe it's love. We'll spend a few moments here, head rising, pelvis rooting, following the breath. I'll be quiet for a few breaths. Stay steady in your practice. Come back to the breath. Come back to aligning the head and the heart and the belly, or your intention. A few more rounds, just staying with it. Hmm. And you take 5 more slow, deep breaths. Maybe the exhale a little longer than the inhale. And now could be a time that you might want to lie down in Shavasana, so you can transition to lying down. Since we're a mostly heads up class, you might want to put something under your head for support. You might want to put something under your knees or over your eyes. If there are any last minute movements that feel right and good, take them. If you want to stay seated in meditation, beautiful opportunity, because we don't do this often. So also that is an option. Finding your ease, finding your balance, finding a sense of letting go. I will hold the space and call us out. From your rest, from your time to integrate. From your focus. Ah. Take a deep breath in and find a long breath out. And let your body slowly, slowly come to life, moving gently through your head, through your fingers, through your toes. If you're lying down, roll onto your side and pause and just take it slow. Just checking in with yourself and maybe any of the intentions that came through or any of the awarenesses that came through. Rising your way up to seated if you're not there already. Ah. And just any little movements that feel good. Let's sweep the arms wide and high and gather the hands right through the center, touching that the top of the head that we invited to open wide earlier, touching the forehead, also invited to soften and move, maybe touching the sinuses, inviting them to release, down the lips and the chin and the throat, into the heart, pausing there. Letting the ears open wide and the pelvis open and root. Feel your wide openness, and if there's any, any boundary to set. Sometimes being wide open is too much. So, is there a drawing in that needs to occur? Maybe through your root chakra, your pelvic floor, or maybe through the pores of your skin, back of neck. Just check in with yourself. Is there anything to protect, to draw inward with? And as you gaze down to your heart, just draw yourself into your own little cocoon of heart space and send some loving energy, some healing energy to self, bowing to self, honoring self. And as you lift your thumbs up to the third eye center, let your head lift, because we're doing a head up class. And just pause there in the beauty and the stillness. And maybe this time we won't bow. We'll just stay upright, but we'll do an inner bow. Namaste.